to the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Damaris, also known as Damaris Dash a Bit Weird.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, the 2nd of July, 2014. How is it July already? Feels like it should be like March or something. The year's going too fast. And this is episode 96 of our podcast. We're getting very close. We'd like to say a big welcome back to all of our returning viewers. I love you. And a big hello to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. We have some new members who introduced themselves in our group on Ravelry this week. So Damaris, why don't you give them a shout out?
Soul Stitches, who's Margaret from the UK, but's currently living in Spain.
Ooh, I want to go to Spain.
SA1RA, who's Sarah from Essex, UK.
Mm-hmm.
AZ Knitwit, who's Jody from Mesa, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Awilda, who is Awilda from New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
AM Knits 18, who's Amy from New Jersey.
Yep.
And One Twisted Stitch, who is Heather from Missouri.
Hiya. Thanks for joining us. If you are not a member of our Ravelry group, you should go join right now. Go ahead. We'll wait. Alright, now that you did that, find the introductions thread and introduce yourself, and we'll give you a shout out on the next episode. We'll say this here, but we'll also say it at the end of the podcast to remind you, there will not be a new episode next week. Because
We'll be in London.
yes, we'll be in London. So we're leaving for London on Tuesday, and we're going to go to Unwind Brighton also during that trip. So we will not be here at that time to record. So no new episode next week, so watch for an episode in 2 weeks with lots of stuff. Alright, well I think we have quite a bit to talk about, so we should probably get started. Alright, here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what's on our needles and spindles.
So Damaris, what is on your needles and spindles?
This.
Okay, so tell us what happened.
This is the Delancey cardigan by Alexis Winslow.
Mm-hmm.
The needles are US 9s for
No, 5.5.
5.5 millimeters, and the yarn is King Cole Merino Blend DK in the slate blue and bark colorways.
So what part are you working on?
The button band and collar.
And so you kind of had a wind knitting attacks this week, yes?
Yes.
Do you want to talk about what happened?
I thought I'd done the wrap and turns right, but I hadn't.
So you just ripped out the brown part that you're showing right now, because there's short row shaping for the collar. Mm-hmm. So you ripped that back, but you've got it all done, and how much more do you have to go to be finished?
5 more rows and then the bind off.
And show us how much yarn you have. There it is. So we are crossing our fingers that she has enough for 5 rows and a bind off. If not, we'll have to buy one more skein. But hopefully you'll have enough. Alright, do you have anything else you want to say about that?
No.
No. Okay. You gonna try to finish it this afternoon?
Sure.
While we watch some TV. Alright, what else you got?
This is 100 grams of Merino Black Diamond Bamboo and Tri-Wool Nylon
Okay.
from Countess Ablaze in the Nightmare colorway, and I didn't get a lot done on it.
You were focusing on your sweater.
Yes.
Kind of like what I was doing last week. But you're in this is the second half of it, right? You already finished 50
Yes.
grams of it. Okay. So you'll be taking that with you next week for True to Fleece.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because True to Fleece starts Saturday, I think. This Saturday. So. Alright. Anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
Alright. Okay. So let me show you what I am working on. My lap is full. You can't see it, but there's so much stuff in my lap. So, first thing I'm working on, this is a pattern I designed, one of my very first patterns, yeah, I think so, called My Cane Didn't Want to Be Naked Anymore. So it's a cozy for my cane. And since I'm doing more walking with my cane, I decided she needed a new cozy. So I am using the leftover King Cole Merino Blend DK from my Delancey cardigan in the silver and dusky pink colorways. And I'm on US 6 4mm needles. And so I started with just some the pattern's free on Ravelry, so feel free to download it. But I just did some 2x2 ribbing for around the handle, and then decreased a few stitches, and now I'm just doing striping of the 2 colors in stockinette all the way till I get to the bottom of the cane. And that will go on my cane and make it all festive and lovely. What else am I working on? I cast on a new project this week. Actually, I guess I have a hoe because it's halfway done. Oh my gosh, that yarn. This is a pair of birthday socks for my niece Lola. And the pattern that I'm using is the Tube Socks for Kids pattern by Jane Richmond. And I did this on US 1.5, 2.5mm needles. And this is Knit Pick Stroll Tonal in the Harvest colorway. I don't know what possessed me to buy this yarn. I bought it about a year-ish ago, and it's just not a colorway that I was going to ever knit for myself. So I decided that I would knit birthday socks for my niece and nephews out of this. So there should be enough for me to do 3 pairs, because Lola's the biggest. She'll be 6 in September. And then Wyatt will be 3 in December, and Waylon will be 1 in December. So I'm just going to do tube socks for all of them. And I liked how it kind of did that pooling. So I've got one finished, and I'm doing tube socks so that way they'll have some room to grow. So I need to cast on the second one for Lola, and then I'll start on Wyatt's and Waylon's. Ooh, I'm connected to my yarn here. Then my stripy hitchhiker. I probably will bind off today. I'm so close to being done with this. Oh, I love the colors. This is the hitchhiker pattern by Martina Mem. I'm doing it on US 5 3.75mm needles. And the multicolored is some hand spun CJ Coho BFL top in the Liberty and Justice for All colorway that Vicky, sorry, I totally lost her name. Vicky, who is Dragonfly7673 from the Dragonfly Source podcast, hand spun for me because I won it as a prize. And I'm striping it with the gold, which is Brigantia Luxury Yarn, double knit in the 8100 colorway. And I only have, well, I'm going to run out of the hand spun before I run out of the gold. But I should have counted before we started. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34 teeth. So I'm not going to make it quite to 42, but I'm pleased with it. And I except for I'm connected here. It'll be a nice thing for autumn and winter. So I'm in love with that. It's so awesome. So I probably will actually bind off on that today. And then my spinning. I did actually get some spinning done this week, trying to get ready for Tour de Fleece. I finished the second of a 3-ply that I'm going to do. This is 50 grams of merino and all kinds of other stuff from the Border Tart. So it was 9 bumps. So I did 3 bumps, 3 bumps, and I've started on the last 3 bumps on my mini Turkish. So, and then I will 3-ply that together. And that's everything that's on my needles and spindles. That's a lot. But hopefully I'll finish up some things before we leave for London next week. So, alrighty, well I think we're ready to move on to our next segment.
And now we're going to talk about finished projects.
So I have just one this week. I didn't do a new preemie hat this week since I did 3 last week. So I will do a new one this coming week. And I'll be on track. So I finished a pair of socks and they're just tube socks. I didn't even use a pattern. I did these on US 1.5's 2.5 mil needles, and I used leftover yarn. So the pink is My First Regia in the Sphingia colorway. The kind of turquoisey is My First Regia in the Marco colorway. And the darker blue is the Four Seasons Grundle Hot Socks print in the 519 colorway. And I just striped them to make them blend together. And this is another pair of socks for one of our viewers, one of our little viewers. And so, now that I have shown you, I can put those in the post to her. And I did them as tube socks so she'll have room to grow. And I ran out of yarn. Well, I think I had like, 3 yards left of the pink or something. So, but I ran out completely of the turquoise. And I think I had maybe about 5 or 6 yards of the blue, but not enough to do anything else. So, that is all that I finished this week. Alright, I think we'll move on to the next segment. And now we have time traveled, which is a reference you will not get until you watch the end of the podcast. But we have time traveled, and we are going to now to our favorite part of the show, Yummies. What are Yummies, Mare?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. So, we got some exciting news this week about, the doctor. Do you want to share it?
The new Doctor lands with a feature-length episode, Deep Breath, on Saturday, 23rd August. It's very dramatic.
Am I a good man? Am I a good man? That's what the teaser trailer had in it. And that is linked in our show notes if you want to go watch it. So we are very excited. And also, apparently from what we saw yesterday online about when the Series 8 DVD will be available, it looks like it's going to be 12 weeks in a row of episodes, starting August 23rd.
It's like, wow, that's commitment.
So I'm very excited about that, and am looking forward to meeting our new doctor. Here he is. He traveled to be with us today. Am I a good man? Clara, tell me, am I a good man?
You can't, because you're doing the American, like, Clara.
Clara. Clara. Am I a good man?
Okay, I think it's your turn now.
It's my turn, yes, because I put in some things. So, nothing to show you, but just to tell you, because Yummies are favorite things. So, I am not a big drinker, but I do enjoy a drink occasionally, and our knitting group meets at a pub every Monday night, and so I have been enjoying some lovely ciders. And my new favorite is the, I'm probably going to say it wrong, Old Moot cider.
That's how you say it.
According to the bottle, anyway. So they have a summer berries blend and a passion fruit and apple blend. This is not safe for children. This is not like American apple cider. This is alcohol. Not safe for children. Damaris does not drink it. She enjoys her lovely hot chocolate each week at the pub.
In the summer.
In the summer, because summer here is not hot. It's nothing like Texas summer. So, that's one of my favorite things. Another one of my favorite things is knitting friends. Aren't knitting friends wonderful? I don't know what we'd do without our knitting group. We love them. And so I'm just grateful for lovely knitting friends. And not only our knitting group knitting friends, but knitting friends on Ravelry and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Ravelry.
You said Ravelry.
Well, I said Ravelry again because, you know what, we wouldn't have met most of those knitting friends without Ravelry. So Ravelry, it's a triple mention. Ravelry. My next yummy. Jersey maxi skirts. OMG, they're amazing. Now, I used to have some of these, and I wore them so much that they wore out. So I just, was it last week that I ordered them?
Probably.
I ordered some off of the worldwide interwebs, and they came. And I think I've worn one every single day since.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're so comfortable. They are just like a step above yoga pants, because they make you look a little more pulled together than yoga pants. I love them. Love, love, love them. And I got some leggings to wear under them, so that I can wear them in the summer, and the autumn, and the winter, and the spring. It's brilliant. Jersey maxi skirts for the win. So now we've time traveled again.
Okay.
We're not thrilled with the news.
This was just, it's like, oh, we got you guys.
Mm-hmm. So here's what happened. Last night, Damaris had already gone to bed, and all of a sudden, BBC One on Twitter and Facebook, they changed their name to Sherlock #221back. And it said, "Did you miss me?" with the picture of Moriarty. Is it a video? Did it play?
No, it was just...
Okay. So, and then after that, about an hour later, it said, "It's all gone dark. Something's coming, or someone. Details at 2:21 p.m. tomorrow," which is right now, this very second while we're recording. Then, just a second ago, here's what it tells us. "Miss me? Sherlock, the hit BBC One drama, will return for a special, followed by a series of 3 new episodes. After the briefest of exiles, Sherlock will return to face one of his biggest mysteries yet. Why is Moriarty's face being broadcast on every television in the land? Shooting on the Sherlock special will begin in January 2015. That's 6 months from now. With the series shooting later in 2015. It's updating it, right? It's updating automatically.
Oh.
We're ready to unleash the most shocking and surprising series of Sherlock yet. The only thing to expect is the unexpected. The game is on again." Refreshing one more time.
Okay.
That's it. That's it for now.
For now. It's like...
So,
Thanks, guys.
they are going to record... They're going to film the special in January 2015, but they haven't said when it's going to air.
Yes.
And then the Series 4 shooting will occur also in 2015. Not sure when, but in 2015. It would be really nice if they would tell us when that special is going to air. And so I'm going to refresh again.
No.
Oh, look, they changed their picture. Now, instead of Moriarty, it's Sherlock and Watson. Would you like to sit here with us for a minute while we refresh the page? You know, we time traveled and everything. All that jazz, you know. The game is on again. Sherlock is back. 221B, back.
They decided to tell us
Moriarty.
this now.
Is he dead?
Because...
Is he alive?
Stop.
Hashtag.
No.
Hashtag.
No. They decided to tell us this now because why?
Probably because...
They just decided?
No, I'll tell you probably why. Because Martin Freeman...
is in Richard III.
Here's what I was going to say. Yeah, he is, but that's not what I was going to say. You got to let me say my words. So, Martin Freeman said in an interview earlier this week that there was probably going to be a one-off special around Christmas time.
Okay, it's like now.
And so apparently they decided maybe after that to talk to us about it. So we're going to refresh one more time before we say goodbye and time travel again. Okay, that seems to be it for now.
The end.
If there's more info, we'll talk about it in the next episode, which is in 2 weeks. Because we'll be time traveling again. So there you have it. You heard it here first, although you won't hear this until at least tomorrow. Because we time travel like that. Alright. Bye. Alright, so Damaris, shall we talk about Stash-a-Dash?
Sure.
So Stash-Dash is hashtag Stash-Dash2014. Is a knit-along. It sounds like an airplane's about to land on our heads. I'm not sure why. It's a knit-along with the Knit Girls podcast, And between May 23rd and August 7th, you're encouraged to complete 5K worth of yarn. So that's 5,000 meters, which is also 5,468 yards. And they're very cheater friendly. You know, so if you have a project you were working on before May 23rd, as long as you finish it during the time period, you get to count all the yardage. So my total so far, not including the projects that I'm currently knitting on, is 3,957 yards, which is 3,616 meters. So that means I have 1,511 yards to go, which is 1,384 meters. So that means I have about 27.5% still to go. I'm doing this. I'm doing Lola's birthday socks. I'm doing my hitchhiker, and I have a spinning project. So all 4 of those will get finished. That might get me pretty close. I'm also got some other things ready to cast on, so I think I'll get there with no problem. So you're still at your 70 yards, but when this gets done, which is very, very soon, probably today, you'll be able to add that yardage. Did you ever pay attention and count how many balls of yarn you had?
No. I think it's in my stash.
Yeah, because the balls of yarn are 50 grams, 123 yards each. I think you have at least 10.
Yes.
So that would be 1,000, 1,100, that'd be like 1,250 yards, just approximately. I think it's maybe a little bit more, because I think we bought more than 10 balls. So that's going to shoot your total way up. And then you're casting on a birthday gift for a friend, as well as your Mind the Gap socks, which I'm also casting on next week for our trip to London.
What's the end?
It ends August the 7th. So, yay, stash dash. Okay, so now it's time to talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. This is our daily photo a day challenge. So there's a list of prompts. What you do is you see the prompt for the day. For example, today's prompt is whip, work in progress. So you take a picture of a whip, you post it, hashtag it GGK Crafty Pad, and then we choose our favorites from that. You're welcome to post them anywhere you'd like, but we pick our favorites from Instagram only. But there's a thread in our Ravelry group. There is, you can post them on Facebook, Twitter, etc., etc., etc. So, Damaris, what are we about to show them?
One photo each from us that we liked, and 5 photos from other people.
So, here come the photos. So those were our favorite photos. So it's not too late to join in. Feel free to join in and just take your picture and hashtag it with GGK Crafty Pad. Upcoming events. Weekly on Mondays is our Town Mouse Knitting Club knitting group here in Edinburgh. We actually won't be at the next one because we'll be preparing to leave town. And I'm not sure if we'll be the one the week after that because we'll have just come back from London and Brighton. So, but we are typically there most Monday nights. And then, like we've been talking about the whole podcast, Unwind Brighton is next weekend, so like a week and a half from now. On Saturday, July the 12th, we will be at the Podcaster Meetup at 1 p.m. in the mezzanine, which is upstairs of the cafe in the Corn Exchange. So we'll have badges and all kinds of lovely things. So we would love to meet up with you if you're going to be there. So come meet your favorite podcasters. I have several that I am looking forward to meeting in person. And we would love to meet y'all as well. So if you are going to be there, let us know. We'd like to meet up with you. All right, on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about what we're reading and watching.
Yes, so what are you reading, Damaris?
Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen.
So how is that going?
Good. I'm 30%
Okay.
through.
It's a pretty long book, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. It's been too long since I've read it.
61 chapters.
Oh, goodness. Okay. I bet you'll get some reading done on the train next week and such. That'd be nice. Okay, well, I finished a book. I finished my nonfiction book number 8 of the year because my goal was to read at least 12 nonfiction books this year. So I finished I Thought It Was Just Me, But It Isn't by Brene Brown. I highly, highly recommend that. I had read it before and just really, really enjoyed it. And so I started nonfiction book number 9 for the year. And so I am reading The Yarn Whisperer by Clara Parks. It was actually on sale on Amazon, I don't know, in the last week or so, for like, I don't remember, like $2.99 or something. And so I picked it up when it was on sale. And I'm really enjoying that. It's a series of essays about life, but also about knitting. So I'm really enjoying that. I'm reading like a couple a night because they're only about like maybe 5 or 6 pages each. So, and then I also finished a fiction book. I'm reading The Dresden Files by Jim Butcher. So I finished book number 5, which was Death Masks, and I have started book number 6, which is Blood Rights. So, enjoying reading those. I think I'm almost to the point where I because I bought several of the books while they were on sale on the Kindle. I think I bought maybe through number 7 or number 8. So I'm going to need to watch for the other ones for when they go on sale, hopefully, and be able to pick them up. So I may jump to another series and just watch and hopefully pick them up as they go on sale so I don't have to pay full price for them. And I think that's everything we're reading. Okay, so let's talk about TV now. So, the Hubs and I finished watching season 4 of The Mentalist and are watching season 5 now. I'm trying to think. Oh, we watched the part about where he went off the grid and was trying to convince Red John that he wasn't interested in the case anymore. And then we also watched an episode that was about how he came to be working with them. So it like jumped back in time and showed us how he ended up working with them. So that was kind of cool. That was pretty interesting. You want to do the next one?
Sure. We finished watching season 7 of House.
He's gone off the deep end again. He ran the car into Cuddy's house. And Cuddy is not coming back. So, but what I read online was she didn't tell them she wasn't coming back until after they had already filmed this episode. So, I thought she might be in the series finale, but it doesn't show her in it on IMDb. So, yeah. So, 1 season left to go. Yeah, he's really gone off the deep end. Anything else you want to say about that?
No.
Off the deep end. Okay, I'm still watching Agatha Christie's Poirot. I'm in series 11. I'm trying to think if there was anything to say. I don't remember anything. And I'm watching Deadwood. I'm in season 2. I think I have 3 episodes of season 2 left. Not child friendly. Damaris does not watch it. That's my warning of the week. I may have to take a hiatus on watching it, though, because I was watching it on Friday nights when Damaris was at her drama and musical theater classes, but they're on a break for about a month and a half, and they'll pick back up towards the end of August. So I may take a little break on that and then start watching again when she starts back to classes. The Hubs and I are watching Covert Affairs. Season 5 just started. So, we'll see how that goes. Annie's back with, because she had like run away and was in hiding because of stuff. And so, she's back. So, and then the Hubs and I are also watching Unforgettable. Season 3 started after a very short break. It was only off the air for like, I don't know, 2 months or something, and is already back. So, the first episode was pretty good, so we enjoyed that. Do you want to start in on the movies?
Sure. We watched You've Got Mail.
I love that movie. You've Got Mail. How can you not love Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan together? They're adorable. What'd you think?
I've seen it before.
I know, but it's still adorable. You want the next one, or you want me to?
Mm.
Okay, we watched An Affair to Remember, which I had seen a gazillion times, but you had never seen. Oh, I love that movie. A love affair to remember. Oh, da 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 da. What'd you think?
I liked it.
And so now you finally knew about the Empire State Building that was referenced in other movies. Mm-hmm. All right, you want the next one? Okay.
I watched Singing in the Rain.
Just singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling. No, what's the one that your daddy likes from that?
Moses supposes.
Oh, yeah.
His
That.
toes.
Moses supposes his toes are roses. But what's the other?
It's not toeses, it's toes.
Toeses.
Because, you want to say toeses because Moses supposes roses, but it's not toeses.
Toeses. What was the one that he was singing last night, though?
I was singing that one. He told me not to sing that one.
Oh.
Good morning, good morning, good morning to you.
That was a good one. I like that one. You want the next one, too?
We watched My Fair Lady.
Yeah.
Jeremy Brett.
I didn't realize Jeremy Brett was in it because I'd seen it before, but...
That was before you watched all of Granada Holmes.
Yeah, and so we were like, oh my gosh, Jeremy Brett!
He's so adorable.
He was adorable.
But they didn't let him sing. Well, he did sing, but they dubbed it.
Yeah,
over.
they dubbed a lot of stuff in there of the singing. That was good.
On the street where you live.
Yep.
That's not how it goes. I don't know.
That was a good one, too. So... and then we kind of had a superhero movie weekend with the Hubs because we were getting a little burnout on House and his drama. We'll still finish watching House, but we were just kind of getting burnt out because we were like marathoning bunches of episodes in a row. So we rewatched the 2005 Fantastic Four movie as well as the 2007 Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Evans.
Oh my gosh. How could they have him in that and then as Captain America?
Well, because they're not in the same universe. Imagine if they were in the same universe, though. Everyone would be like, you two look so much alike. And Johnny and Steve would be like, we look nothing alike.
Oh my gosh. Now, we had seen both of those, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I remember watching those.
Okay. And there's another Fantastic Four movie coming.
Yes, reboot.
So it's a total reboot. So are any of the characters coming back? The actors coming back as their characters?
Reboot.
So. And then we rewatched Superman Returns from 2006. Which was good. We like that. But then we also watched the reboot, which is the 2013 Man of Steel, which we had not seen before. And it kind of took a different take on the story. So that Lois knew about Superman before Clark.
Before Clark came to work at the Daily
Yeah.
Planet.
So she knew, and so now she is keeping it a secret and acting like she didn't know him when he came to work at the Daily Planet.
It was a bit exploding.
Yeah, it was a lot exploding.
Yeah, it was a lot exploding.
Lots and lots of explosions.
Soon you will rue the day you dared to cross
Russell Crowe. What is that from? Why don't you...
Pressure.
Oh! We kept...
Names that aren't necessarily evil, but that sound better evil.
Yeah. If you have not listened to the radio comedy Cabin Pressure, we highly recommend it. Okay, so anything else you want to say about Superman? And there's a new one coming of Superman too, right?
Yes, Superman vs. Batman. And there's some subtitle. I can't remember what it is.
When is that supposed to come?
16 or I think it's 16.
Fantastic Four is supposed to be 15, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's Age of Ultron and Ant-Man.
I'm not sure how I feel about Ant-Man.
I have generally positive feelings towards Ant-Man.
It feels very strange to me to have a...
I have genuinely positive feelings towards Ant-Man. There are two Ant-Men, and they're doing the most recent one. I can't remember his name.
Okay. Alright, well then we did some more Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Which was just Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We watched 6 through 15.
No, 9 through 15.
Oh, 9 through 15. So we have one more episode to go before we watch Captain America the Winter Soldier. But Captain America the Winter Soldier is not coming out until August 14th or something.
So we'll have to take a hiatus.
I want to watch it so bad.
Yeah. We'll get to watch it soon. So we're just rewatching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then we'll stop at 16, and then after we watch Captain America the Winter Soldier, we'll watch the rest of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
When Captain America the Winter Soldier comes out, we should probably watch the...
16 again?
Yeah. I can't remember if it's beginning of the end or end of the beginning, because that one and the season finale have almost the same ones. I think it's
beginning of the end.
Yes.
I think. Alright, and then, just a little while ago, right before we recorded, Damaris and I started rewatching Pushing Daisies. I love the show. Why did they cancel it?
Because networks are evil.
Yes, they are. Bring back Firefly.
That was not the same network.
I know, but still. Bring back Firefly and Pushing Daisies. So we only watched just the first episode, and we will continue watching because we love that show. So, that's everything we watched. We watched a lot of stuff this week. That's why we got so much knitting done. It's because we watched so much stuff this week. Alright, I think we're ready for the next segment. Now it's time to talk about our Cal for the summer. The summertime and the living is easy, Cal. This started on June the 1st and it runs through August 31st. And it's for any project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us is related to summertime. We're very cheater friendly. So if you cannot figure out a way, psst, you crafted it in the summer. And we have 3 prizes already. And maybe more, because I think we ended up with somewhere around 50 some odd entries just for June. Yeah, so we still have 2 more months. So we know of 3 prizes for sure, and potentially more depending on how many entries we end up with. And feel free to double dip in other cows as long as you follow the rules. We're totally fine with that. And hashtag your stuff, hashtag GGK Summertime. But Damaris, now we have had a lot of FOs this week. So many. Yeah. So do you want to give them a shout out?
Sure. Bunnyfish times 4.
She's been busy.
Phoenix Fire. Pinky Peppy.
Mm-hmm.
Ayana. I wanna say that's how you say it. Times 2.
Mm-hmm.
Denise Chang.
Mm-hmm.
Anne Fran 25.
Mm-hmm.
Wisconsin Knitter.
Mm-hmm.
Beagle Mom Knitter.
Mm-hmm.
Celestia 22.
Mm-hmm.
Apple 380.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to say this one. SUOXI.
Is it Suoxy? I don't know.
Debris UK or Deb R is UK. I don't know. Engineers Falcon, Mad 79, Little Yellow Uke,
Mm-hmm.
Atara, AETARA,
Mm-hmm.
and A Whole Lot Knitting.
So great job, y'all. So keep crafting and get those FOs posted in the thread, and we will choose prize winners the first podcast after August 31st. All right, on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls.
A part of the show.
You ask us things.
And we answer. All right, so Damaris, you want to ask this week's question?
Sure. Christy Ray, who's Christy from Colorado, asks, as an aspiring designer myself, I was wondering about how long did it take for you to write and publish your first pattern? And do you find the process goes faster with more experience?
Okay, so this is a great question, Christy. Thanks for answering it. Thanks for asking it. My brain is not working very well today, so sorry. My 2 freebie patterns that I put out when I very first started designing were actually very easy, quick ones that didn't take a lot of time, and I didn't have them test knitted or anything like that. That was for my top-down preemie hat, and for my cane didn't want to be naked anymore cozy that I knit. So those ones were just real easy freebies, and I've actually gone in and updated the top-down preemie hat one and added more sizes in and all that recently. But I think I totally just screwed up again, just like I did before we started recording. Maybe not. Okay. That's what I get for trying to knit stripes while we're recording. My first big pattern was the Rescue Me Chin Boy and Show Me the Stars Doctor Who inspired socks, and those actually did take a while. So I looked on my Ravelry project page to see if I had put details. I had noted that it took me about a month and a half to knit them, but prior to that, I probably spent about 2 weeks testing different stitch patterns and trying to figure out what exactly I wanted them to look like and what would work with the yarn. And so then I finished them, and then it took me about another maybe month and a half to get the pattern all typed up and put together, actually ready to be tested. And then testing usually takes about a month for me. And then I published it probably a week or 2 after testing. So all told, it took it took about 4 months total. Maybe a smidge more. And actually, my time has gone down. It doesn't take me as long anymore. It still takes about a month to test, just because I know I need to give my test knitters enough time to knit the pattern. But probably all told, it takes about 2.5 months, maybe 3 at the most for a pair of socks. Now, with the 3 secret patterns that I did for the Doctor Who Companion Club, the process kind of was all meshed together, because I designed one and had it with testers while I was designing the second one, and then it went to testers while I was designing the third one, and went to testers, and then I've done all the photography and editing of the patterns. So it's been kind of an ongoing thing. But yes, it definitely is getting much easier to do. It helps that I kind of have a general formula for both toe-up and cuff-down socks now that I tend to use. I mean, I might vary it a little bit, but the general, I could knit a vanilla sock pattern easily out of either way. So, of course, when you add in the design elements, it always takes some adjusting. But, yeah, it does get faster, but it's still difficult, and I still run across issues with sometimes the design elements that I imagine in my head don't come out on yarn like I want, and so I have to rethink them or figure out how to mesh 2 design elements together, because several of my sock patterns have mirror images of like a cable with another design element, the rest of the leg, and then having to mirror those. So it does take some time, but it does get easier, and I don't think it'll ever be simple, but it does get easier. So hope that answered your question. If you have other questions, feel free to ask, because I'm happy to talk about it more. So what should they do if they have a question?
Post it in our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group.
Yep, and then we will answer it. We just answer them in order as they come for the most part. And so post them there, and we will answer as soon as we can. All right, let's move on to the next segment. And that's it for this week. It's actually not, because we're actually recording out of order. So we are actually recording this segment and actually the last, 2 segments prior to recording Yummies, because as you'll have already seen when you watch this end, there was a special announcement about Sherlock. And so we're waiting for the announcement.
It better be worth the wait.
I know.
It better not just be some, haha, we got you.
Yeah.
We got
so
you.
We'll talk about, you've already heard us talk about that more in Yummies. So, but for now we're going to...
Time travel.
We're time traveling. In our TARDIS. Ooh. But we're going to end the show so that then we can go back and record the other part. So, some reminders. Tour de Fleece starts this Saturday, July the 5th, and runs through Sunday, July 27th. We are co-captains with lots of other podcasters of Team Sasquatch, and there's quite a few team members, so come join, and there's some prizes that have been offered up. And you just need to say in the sign-up thread that you want to participate and what your goal is. And is your goal the same as mine? I think so. My goal is to spend 15 minutes every day.
Just spin every day.
Okay. And I haven't decided if I'm going to take the rest days off or not. Maybe. It just depends. But it'll be fun to try to make sure I fit that in when we're in London. So we'll have to make sure and be diligent about that. I'm also participating. Are you? Have you decided?
I don't know. I'm
participating in Tour de Loop, which also occurs during Tour de France. This is being hosted by Fresh Stitches, who is a primarily crochet designer. But she is encouraging people to do 1 hour each day with your rest days off of a craft that involves a loop. So knitting, because loops, crochet, weaving, embroidery, tatting, so all those kinds of things because they involve loops. So to do at least an hour a day of your crafting during Tour de Loop and post about it in her group. So I'm going to be participating in that as well. Just a reminder, as we said at the beginning of the episode, there will not be a new episode next week because we'll be in London and then at Unwind Brighton. But we will have a jam-packed episode for you the following week. So don't miss us too much. We'll be back. And we'll be posting pictures probably on Instagram and Twitter and all that jazz while we're there because we have some exciting plans to do while we're there. All right, Damaris, tell them where they can find us online.
You can find us at geekygirlsknit.blogspot.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online. YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
That's right. So until, not next week, the week after next, we hope y'all have wonderful summer days and happy knitting, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.